What's going on, people, and welcome back to Roots TV. It's the end of the year. 2022 is pretty much done and dusted. So I thought, why not go for a little wrap up just to summarize the year and highlight some of the best points and some of the low points and what I'm looking forward to in 2023. This is a self-assessment of the past 12 months just to see where I've gone right, where I've gone wrong, and where I can improve and where I can get better for the next year. Now, if you're still asking why I'm doing this, then it's quite simple. I just want to be held accountable for myself and for my actions for the next 12 months going forward. So when it gets to this time next year in 2023, I can be saying, yeah, I've done that, or I'm still working on that, or where did I go wrong with that one? Anyway, on to the highs. So as always, the highs consist of working with you guys, the Grassroots audience, the Sunday League audience, the non-league audience, the five-a-side audience, all of you people. Worked with teams like AFC Hampstead Town, worked with GB Orange, worked with loads of teams with five-a-side football in different parts of the country as well. All the Borough clips have done mad numbers as well. And in general, just pushing and promoting the beautiful game. Obviously this year, if you've been following my journey, you know that I moved up north to Leeds. So again, got a new job up there. Work for a big massive broadcaster up there. Also working with teams up north in Leeds as well as the surrounding areas, and also just branching out the London bubble. This year I've covered teams in Coventry, Liverpool, Leeds, Newcastle, Manchester. So those are 5 cities that I'm shining a light on and giving more exposure to in itself. I also got to work in the futsal world with GB Orange. Shout out to Rants and Bants and the rest of the crew there. And again, shout out to your new venture as well in 2023. I'll be taking a close eye on that as well. But that also led to me going to places like Southampton and Sussex to cover futsal as well, a sport that I've never really had too much involvement in prior to getting involved with GB Orange. I also got to film abroad as well in the Le Parc des Princes PSG Stadium, so that was an amazing experience as well in itself. So again, more opportunities like that please in 2023. One of the massive highlights for me for 2022 was being part of the YouTube Black cohort of 2023. I'm in and amongst great company like Syed from Syed TV, the 90s Baby podcast as well, and many people that you might recognise and watch on a daily basis. So for me to be selected and getting my picture highlighted and posted outside of Shepherd's Bush Westfield, oh, that was an honour, real big honour, and hopefully I can make the most of that in 2023 going forward. On to some of the lowlights, and again, life wouldn't be life without some lowlights, let's face it. I had to take a bit of a break from Roots TV in the middle of the year just because I was suffering from burnout. It might have been great for you seeing all of this content coming your way daily and weekly and all the rest of it now, but for me, it's just taking its toll. Grassroots football and Sunday League football is not like any other football fan content. It's not something that you can just easily open up your laptop lid and just make football content just from that. It's a lot of hours on end filming games or filming challenges, and a lot of money is lost from that. Again, this is a passion project. That's something that I want to take forward into maybe something bigger and maybe turn it into something full-time as well. But at this moment in time here, it's always losing money, and this is something that people don't see. People might see the YouTube views, things going viral, and think, oh, this guy's breaking in. Little do they know is that I'm losing every single time I walk out the house. People say, oh, you need to come out of the house and we can pay you in content. Content doesn't pay the bills, my friend. It does not pay the bills. And unfortunately, the YouTube views that I get is not enough to warrant just getting paid in content. So this is where in 2023, I need to change the mindset of the people that I'm working with. Earlier this year, I was in a different situation where I was working freelance and had more time on my hands to focus on Roots while still earning a wage. But now I'm in full-time employment. I have less hours to play with, so that means I have to be decisive of where I go and make sure it's worthwhile to not only myself and the brand as well of Roots TV. I also got into a few situations where it turns out teams owed me money. And again, I can't afford to do that. I've got a young family to feed. I've got myself to look after as well. I can't be just going out there filming for other people when they know full well that they owe me money and my rate is a certain rate. You wouldn't do that for any other service. You wouldn't even do that with any other competitor. I always use the examples of, you wouldn't do that when you're going to buy a VO. You wouldn't do that when you're going to use your instant replay or film my match. But when it comes to Roots TV, you think you can just utilize all of my content, all of my expertise and equipment for nothing, and I haven't got the same bills that you've got to pay. This is something that I need to try and jump through to people, because as much as people think that I'm the community cameraman, I've got my own bills and debts and everything else to pay for, as well as you do as well. And again, I'm providing a service, so please respect that service when I provide it. Hopefully I can just leave those negative moments in the past and then focus purely on the positives and have a very productive 2023, which I'm about to get into right now. So plans for 2023, the main one is to go full-time with Roots TV. Now, I know what I've just said about people owing me money and the hours on end, but I still believe that there's something in this. I see competition of mine who are making a go of this, a real go of this, and making something of it. People that I look up to, like Film My Match, Your Instant Replay, Raise Your Game, VO. I would say that they're all making good money out of this space, so why can't I too? I do the same thing that they do, provide a service, film your matches, cut them down into highlights, cut them down into shorts, exposing your football club, your brand, your loved ones, your goals, your greatest moments, some of your funniest moments as well. And I think I do it to a pretty good standard, so I don't see why I can't turn this into something that's full-time, that people flock to. I think I just need to find the right fan base, the right people to work with, and then the world's my oyster. My next point is to be more in front of the camera. Now, you might have seen that change in my dynamic before. When I first started this off 4 years ago, it wasn't about me being in front of the camera. Far from it. But up until recently, especially when I got selected for the YouTube Black Voices cohort, people knew of Roots TV, but they didn't know of me. And that's something that I needed to change there in order to branch out and move forward with this. People need to realize that I'm the one, the driving force behind this. I'm the one who's filming the games. I'm the one who's editing the games. I'm the one posting everything, writing the captions, the copy, all of it. So why shouldn't people realise I'm the person behind it, making everything tick? I often compare this to the music platforms within rap and grime in this country. You would often hear of SBTV, Link Up TV, GRM Daily. But did you know Jamal Edwards, God rest his soul, Posty, Rashid, all ran those brands as well? So people need to have a connection to the guy behind the lens, and that's what I'm planning to do a lot more in 2023. Another goal of mine, which has been a goal for the longest time now, is to start a football team, whether it be a 5-a-side team, 7-a-side team, or a full-on 11-a-side team within Sunday League. That's what I've been looking to do for the longest time now, and I keep saying it, and I'm just going to put it out there into the atmosphere that I'm going to start a team in 2023. This kit is going to be the one to look out for a lot in 2023. This is what we're going to be playing in. A lot of you have been inquiring about it since the Irish guy wore it in his video, and yes, it will be on sale soon. But again, this is the kit that we'll be playing in 2023, so watch this space. So the next one is a podcast. So now I've kind of flirted with it a little bit, especially during the lockdown period when I was doing a lot of team talks with football teams across the UK. And I've even done a couple sit downs with my boy Apple, shout out to you as well. And I definitely think it's something that's got legs, whether it be talking about things that are going on within the grassroots community, Sunday League community, non-league community, or it's just things that are happening in general. There's definitely an audience for it. And that's definitely something that I want to do, whether it be in a studio or out in the elements, out on pitches. That's something that I'm definitely looking forward to doing more in 2023. So the next one is a key one for me, and it's working with brands. Now, I've always said that this is key to me working full-time within Roots TV, is work with brands and getting their buy-in to the brand of Roots TV and what we're all about, or what I'm all about anyway. And it's working with brands, maybe a Nike or Adidas or England, and not just only getting exposure from them, but also getting regular paid work from them as well that can help support what I'm doing here, because equipment is not free. Time is something that you never get back. So all of those things thrown into the pot there just makes it a no-brainer to be working with brands to not only monetize from them, but to trade audiences as well. I think if I work with the right brands and the right people, there's no stopping me. I've got a few more, so just bear with me. So the next one is to play in an influencer game. Now, I don't think none of you have actually seen me play, and I'm not saying I'm anything special, but it would be nice to actually do what I talk about on a daily basis. I talk about football, I go to football matches on a weekly basis, I post about it all the time, but I don't actually get to play it. So it would be good to actually play in an influencer game full of like-minded people, content creators, and make content around me playing the game, or maybe even refereeing the game. I talk about refereeing decisions all the time, so either playing the game or refereeing a game will definitely be high on the agenda for 2023. Comment below what position you put me in, and don't put left back in the change rooms. The next one goes back to a comment that I made earlier, and it's about sponsorship. Again, it's about working with the right people just to make sure that I'm working with the right sponsors and they're getting as much as I'm getting from the whole situation now. I've worked with a couple of sponsors in the past, and it's fair to say it didn't work out for both parties. Sometimes just taking money for the sake of taking money doesn't work out for everyone. I want to make sure that I'm on the right wavelength with the people that I'm working with so everyone benefits from it. I want my audience to benefit from it, I want to benefit from it, and I also want the sponsors to benefit from it too. It's not always about the money, but obviously the money does help. As I said before, this gig is not cheap. The equipment that I use is not cheap. The hours that I put in, I don't get back. And in terms of YouTube revenue, I don't get anywhere near in terms of what I should be getting for this role that I'm doing. Remember, I do this professionally and I know how much I should be getting. So in terms of what I get back from YouTube revenue, it doesn't really add up. So I do need something or someone to help supplement that to make it worthwhile to keep this going. Remember, I've been doing this for 4 years now, all out of my own pocket majority of the time. And I just really do need someone just to be like, here, I can see the vision, let me help you with it. The next one is collaboration. Now, I'd love to start working with people who are involved within the grassroots community more. You got the likes of SE Dons, Beatties, Five Guys, Under the Radar, The Wall. And then you've got individuals as part of the scene as well. So like-minded people like myself who make content around grassroots football and Sunday League football in general. I would love to work with you in some capacity. So again, my DMs are always open. Please, let's work together and let's have a common goal in terms of what we're working towards. I'd love to collaborate more in the future, that's for sure. I see it so much in other industries, especially the music one, and I think to myself, why can't it be the same within grassroots football? Why can't an SE Dons work with Beatties outside of playing each other? Why can't I work with Tabriz, the amateur footballer, outside of going to the same game? It's a no-brainer. We're both doing the same thing. It'll benefit us both. So again, I'm just using you as an example, Tabriz. Don't worry, I know I can call you anytime. But I'm just saying it's good to know that you can work with these people and everyone's a winner. So yeah, more collaborations coming soon. I've also put on this list to upskill myself, something that I did a lot during lockdown. During that time when we weren't allowed to go out the house, I decided to upskill myself when it came to graphics on Adobe After Effects. And I feel like it took my graphics to a whole new level. In terms of score lines, in terms of goal scorers, in terms of starting 11s, it made my videos pop. I even jokingly said the other day that I wouldn't mind going on a referee course. So you never know, in 2023 you might see me in the middle of the park giving you one of these. So don't say I didn't warn you. The next one is a crucial one to me, and it's diversifying my content. So you've already seen that I'm experimenting a little bit more now. I'm giving you armchair refs, I'm doing football shirt reviews, done a couple non-league gems, I'm reviewing other YouTube football content as well. So it shows that I'm prepared to go down different avenues as well, just to see what works and what doesn't. So you might see a cheeky documentary every now and then, you might see some sketches, who knows? And the last one I'm sure you're happy to hear is just be more consistent. That's the key to anything being on YouTube, is just consistency. Consistency is key. I see a lot of teams start up YouTube channels and then stop after 6 months, 3 months, a year, and then that's the end of them. And everyone wants to be an SE Dons or Beatties overnight, but it doesn't happen overnight. And that's the key to it, consistency. So I'm going to try and aim to have something up, let's say 3 to 4 times a week. And that's not necessarily a full length video because they do take a while to make. You know, when you see a 20-minute video, it didn't take 20 minutes to make. It often does take at least 1 to 2 days to make. And I don't necessarily have that on top of a full-time job. But what I can guarantee you is a short here and there, 1 or 2 long-form videos per week. Now that seems more realistic and more manageable for my diary. And if you're a content creator too, I suggest you do the same thing too. Make sure that you're consistent with your approach and make sure you've got something going out more regularly per week, because people are consuming more content online more than ever now, and you never know who's watching. I think Smith said it best, you're only 1 click away from going viral, and that could change your whole outlook on life and your channel. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling on. Thank you guys for watching as always, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Have I stretched myself too thin? Have I not put enough targets there? Do I need to put more targets there? I think for my lifestyle and for what I'm aiming to do next year, on top of working a full 9 to 5 as well, I think that's doable. I'm hoping I can complete all of them. If not, then I'll be sure to let you know throughout the year and at the end of next year of where I fell short and what I need to improve on. But as always, thank you guys for watching. Hope you've had a great 2022 and have an even better 2023. Take care of yourselves. Happy New Year, and I'll see you guys all in a bit.